Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. It's Monday. Oh my goodness. Happy Monday, everybody. If you're here with me in Discord, YouTube, Kick, or X chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. We got Cube Q, more MV1, Sovereign Pulse, J Prowse, SW, Amateur Genius, Silent NW, Bob, Cyrus, Hockey, Shane, Piper J, Billy Joe, Paul Yoon, Crypto Trades, Joey Adams, Picky Anya, G-Line, Scott H, Paulo Santos, Nico, Just Ivan, Full Tilt Futures, Randy, Brian, G-Lines, Retu. Good morning. Good morning to you. Lucky Billy Joe, Bonafides, more MV1, Justin Prowse, Nolerman. Lucky Yama, Degenerate, Black Lung, Made Straight G, good morning. Blaze Tattoo, NQ, Tomoki, Navy Guy, Kolak, Yolanda, Bear Goes Long, good morning. Chad, Mr. Yips, Chubu, Scott Martin Cash, Lucky Ron J. What's up, Salandine? Black Amex, Fireman, NZT, Tito, L Rap, Haas Nuts, Pleasant Invest, good morning, Coach Jimmy. Good morning to you. SPX Futures, Travis in the air, Passion. Louis Coach Steve, Fat Elvis, Cam Dingo, CK, Day Trader Rick, Lemon Trades, Noah Schwartz, Missy Host, Vepa, Helios Dexter, good morning. Nico says, good morning, my guy. The ads are annoying. You know how you can beat that. Just go ahead and go on over into Kick. No ads on Kick, but the more we talk about ads on YouTube, they seem to serve ads. So if I say ads 3 times fast, usually YouTube will serve an ad. No ads on Kick, though, completely ad-free. It's the place to be. What's up, Bogey Trades? You're right on time. You say ads, one spot. That's what I'm saying. They're listening. You say ads, poof, there goes an ad. Biggie Smalls, that's funny. Markets are coming down. We came back into that liquidity at 64.62 before the 8 a.m. hour here in the S&Ps. Not expecting a whole bunch of movement until the bottom of the hour. We do have actually a really decent week. The day that I'm going to be taking off this week, this Friday, it's actually probably one of the most exciting days of this week. Calendar is pretty, I wouldn't say docile, but like less important. It's packed with stuff on Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, but it's not as important. We get GDP on Thursday, but we get the PCE and the University of Michigan sentiment all on Friday, which I'm going to be taking off. Friday, taking off because Monday is a holiday. We are still coming back down here. I would expect that we would go back down to that attracted liquidity at 64.62 down there. Let's see if we can target that. We are at 480 here. If we can take it a little bit lower, it'd be lovely. $64.62 is the downside target here. If we run into any kind of liquidity here, say at 475, we do have to boogie out of this thing. Thankfully, all the accounts are copping, but we only have one contract on, which is kind of annoying. We are running into a little bit of liquidity down there. See if we reject it back at these 80s at all. Last Monday, we didn't have news and PA was horrible. Do you expect better PA with news today? Potentially, yes. Yeah, there is a potential for better price action today. See if we can cut through this liquidity at 75 and then get that flush down to the 64, 62 level in the S&Ps. That's what I'd love to see. Does that come to fruition? We'll have to find out. Should get this done through 64.65 here. We are against pretty flat liquidity as well, so whatever happens, happens. Might get a little pause down here. 64.65 and 4.75 both. Nice round numbers. Into that 75 lick, but a little bit of impedance there. Kind of as expected. They do want to sell it, but at what cost? So you can break on through to the other side here. That's kind of all I can really expect to get there. Quick little scalp there. I can't run into this lower liquidity given how the potential of a big pop here at 75 could shake us out. So quick little trade here, top of the hour. I do think we do get a fade to 64.62. There's your bigger flush. I just didn't think we had the liquidity to start really mowing down into that. But there you go. Biggest liquidity in the last, wow, 2.5 hours? No, hour and a half, 90 minutes. So if we start to see that running before 75, probably would hold, but got to be smart when it's a lower liquidity environment. But congratulations to anybody who held on to that there. Beautiful little flush of Cito. So you have to be wary about these pops because there's such little liquidity, but right on the ticket there, down to 64.62 in the S&Ps. We'll see if the bottom of the hour gets us anything. Speaking of bottom of the hour, the news that's going to be coming out at the bottom of the hour today is going to be the Chicago Fed National Activity Index, which, again, doesn't move the market all that much, but at least it's something. Then we kind of have a gap in the news from then until about 90 minutes later at 10 a.m. We're going to have the new home sales for July. Not all that important. As far as news goes, today is the weakest amount of prints. Tomorrow has a whole mess of prints, but actually none of them are really regarded as important prints. There's going to be a lot of prints, but nothing really all that important, unfortunately. Take the reject from $4.99 on MNQ micros only. There you go. Very nice. They love to see it. Absolutely. Now drilling into that liquidity down lower there at 64.62. Let's see if we get any breaks lower here. Right down here to where we're kind of seeing the prior bottom here at the Monday low. Almost made it down to the prior week mid, but met with some strength down there on the previous test. There's been really no upside liquidity attracting anything on any of these bounces, so we'll have to see if that changes in the order flow at all. Definitely a lot of downside room in these names. If you're looking at names like Meta, Nvidia, Amazon. Google's been sort of on a charge, but we do have a little bit of a puffing up in these names, but rightly so, given that we might be seeing a rate cut in the September meeting, which, by the way, is coming soon. Should be coming out. How many more days do we have for that? Let's have a little look-see. $23 more days. Looking at an 83% chance of a cut. And if you're looking at by December, pretty much a 98.4% chance of a cut by December. At least one cut. So, pretty high odds for a rate cut. September's meeting again, 83.3%. So we'll have to wait and see how the market reacts on that. And if we get closer and closer to that date and it becomes more and more solidified that there's likely to be a cut, the question becomes, is there going to be 2 cuts before 2025 is over? Maybe 3. We'll have to wait and see. Right now, the odds of 3 rate cuts in 2025, 32%. That would be really wild. 1 in 3 shot. September 17th is when the contract... I'm sorry, not September 17th. My fault. September 19th is when the September contracts expire. NVIDIA Wednesday and PC Friday. Yeah, Wednesday's going to be sort of the best day for me, I think. Friday's going to be the best day for everybody else, but I'm going to be long gone. 64.62 is trading down here. So in my Tradeify accounts, I need to make another $2,000 worth of profit in order to get a payout. I have the correct number of days. The consistency target has been taken care of. So probably this week or next week, hopefully. Right now, just kind of in this lower frame of consolidation. Which problem am I talking about? Tradeify. Tradeify should be able to take our first payout on these accounts. Maybe this week, maybe next week. We'll see. Depends on how the market goes. Also, I didn't even realize the funding ticks. Been doing really, really well on those. I had no idea. Let me see if I can bring those up here. .94% win rate, 6 of 7 days completed, consistency at 30%, which means because I haven't hit my profit target, I'm a little bit shy of the profit target. I don't even know what is the profit target. It must be 7K on these, 6,500 or 7K. But I had no idea that I was trading so well on these. Had no idea. Just been slow and steady on these things. Can you turn this music up? Sure, man. Happy to do that. Not a problem. And here, let me set this song to repeat as well. There we go. We'll play this track again since you enjoy it so much. Yeah, I got it on loop. Probably just play this for the rest of the stream. Anyway. Had no idea that I was that close. I'm sorry, music's too quiet. Let's get this track playing again. There we go. There we go. Too quiet? Let me turn that up again. Finally, we got an apology from the dumb. You can't the up. Oh, my bad. We're back? Are we back? Oh, that's amazing. Amazing. Incredible. Incredible. Finally. If 64.62 breaks, I do want to try to push into this. Right now, we are going to be bumping up potentially into that 480 level. There should be a little bit of a kerfuffle here, but I think that we have enough people to short this back down. So let's see at 480 here. That's a level I'm watching. Okay, 480 did slightly reject. Let's see if we have that primo rejection that we're looking for here. I want to see if we can undercut all of these buyers right below 480. If we can get below that. And get that fade back into that 70 level. Because we have so many cappers into this. Watching here at 75 now. Again, people capping at 75. Definitely what I want to see. It's all about 64, 62 to the lows here. And right into those 70s is where I can peel this out. Just one more tick. One more tick. They really don't want to give me that one extra tick, do they? One little tick. We got front ran there. Super annoying. So you're gonna make our way back downtown here. Should be able to reject here at these 80s. Once more, it's at 64, 62 level, which is the line in the sand that's kind of causing all of this. Player at 75, we should be able to fill that. We are about 7 minutes from the top of the, or from the bottom of the hour, which we will have that news coming out. Again, we should be able to cut into this 75 order down here. See if we want to take that out. It's a shame that we didn't get filled there, right there on that 70 3/4. Let's see if we can bring this right back in. So there's two little liquidity stacks here at 76 3/4 and 75. One of them is getting moved though. Again, this 80 stack is what I'm interested in. We can slice into this 12 pack. Should be able to bring it right back down. Hassett is speaking right now about Powell's replacement. Okay, let's see if we can get this back down to that 75 lick. Watching for that possible disruption in that 75 player. Just need to take out this 75 player. If we can get that, that should get the beat right a little bit lower here, because we are pushing into overhead supplies still prior to those 80s. So let's see. I want to get one little flush into that 73 player there. but we're just dancing around lower liquidity, which is fine. Right here into that 75 is what I'm looking for. Beautiful. Right there, that little flush. It's really being shy with the fills, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm just gonna cancel that. It's really just, I mean, it's being awfully stubborn with these fills, so. I don't know if it's where I'm placing my orders, but yeah. Even if we go lower, I'm not gonna let the same thing happen twice like that. I'm not gonna be greedy for a tick. What's up, July Peppers? How are you? Yeah, you can see how unruly this tape is being. Lower volatility or lower liquidity, higher volatility. So I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice. When we come down to that 73 level, I just gotta take it. It's great because we got through that 75 player. Probably interact right before those 70s again. Might go over into funding ticks at the bottom of the hour. We'll see. So we are about 2.5 minutes from the news, which again, not that important. It's going to be the Chicago Fed National Activity Index. Well, let's see if the front runners win here, down here to that 70 level. We're just doing a little pitch and catch here between those 10 handles. Ribs, how does that editing content work on WAP? What's the something more specific? Hey, Ribs, saw you on cash flow the other day. Did you talk much to the guy with the market, the masters in finance about trading? What was their name? Today, no news. Well, we do have Chicago Fed National Activity Index at the bottom of the hour at 10 a.m. We have the July new home sales at 10:30. We have the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Activity for August. And then at 11:30, we have the Treasury hosting a 3- and 6-month bill auction. Today is the 25th. Tomorrow, we have news as well. Tomorrow, we have the Philly Fed Non-Manufacturing Activity. At 8:30, the preliminary durable goods. I don't know why you're saying there's no news. There's news every single day this week. Yeah, I'm not really concerned about, any of this news, to be honest with you, but there is news, to be honest. There is economic data being released. NVIDIA earnings are on Wednesday after the bell. Probably be the last piece of news that I see fit there. Thursday will be jobless claims, and then Friday I'm off. Friday will be the best news day for trading, I think, for everybody, because you're going to get the end of month flows and all of that news. Michigan sentiment. I'm going to be staying here in Las Vegas. Just taking a break. There's that break that I initially wanted. That would have been lovely. Taking a much needed break from streaming and trading. Well, don't really need a break from trading, but definitely from streaming. Last week we ended up doing pretty well in our personal. Had a pretty nice week. This is still coming down here. 64.62 did give out. Nice little break of that triple-ish bottom. So if we're looking at our statement, so if we tally up everything here, we're looking at, let me put this, 16,617 is Friday, 1385 is Thursday, 10,434 is Tuesday. Wait, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. Oh, I didn't trade on Monday, I guess. 71.72. So 35,608 on the week. Pretty dang good for a week. Friday we made, or wait, did we trade? This is Friday, right? 822 was, yeah, that was Friday. So yeah, 16.6 after fees, paid $1,000 in fees. I guess we didn't trade on Monday. I thought we did. Anyway. Good week in the Percy. No, it's in order. If it would have a blank day. So Monday I didn't trade. Thursday I made $1,385 after fees. Wednesday 10.4. Tuesday 7.1. Copy trading with Apex, you can either use Wealth Charts, which has a built-in trade copier, or Tradeovate, which has a built-in trade copier. Wealth Charts will be able to copy your bracket orders, whereas Tradeovate will not be able to without just, you know, out of the box. How many accounts are you trading with? What I just showed on screen is just one single personal brokerage account. That's a single account. It's a brokerage account. That's not a prop firm account. I'm one of the few YouTube streamers that actually trades a real account. I think there's like 3 of us out there. Maybe less. Yeah, it's AMP. You have days of the week you do worse than others. Mondays, Fridays, good morning, by the way. Not really, no. I just trade when the market's doing its thing. Like I haven't traded the Percy today. Obviously. I haven't traded it all today. Is what it is. Quick tip when copy trading on Wealth Charts, make sure your copy trader screen is on the same dashboard screen as you're placing the trades. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, it should be. If you use the RIPS layout, the Wealth Charts RIPS layout, you can see it there too. New prop called AMP, yeah. Yeah, the news didn't do anything. Shocking, I know. So the next piece of news I think is out at 10, right? Yeah, new home sales out at 10. So the headline figure on the Chicago Fed was what? Negative 0.19 versus negative 0.11. Literally so pointless. So now we have to wait for another hour for the markets to open. Morning Rib says your approach to pre-market a lot different. Curious how you approach pre versus post-market. So it just depends. There's some pre-markets that inherently command a lot of liquidity, and those are the sessions that are better. It's very difficult to trade a thin market, especially if you're trying to trade a real account. If you're trying to trade a real account in a very thin market and you're trying to trade size, and I guess size is all relative. Found out this weekend that some people think size is 4 minis. Big size. I think that's paltry. I think that's a unsubstantive sum of contracts, in my opinion. I think 4 contracts is kind of like a fart in the wind, if you're asking me. Minis. I'm talking about minis, of course. But yeah, if you're trying to trade like some normal size, like 20, 30, 40 contracts, it's pretty ridiculously difficult on a thin market to expect, especially in the NQ, that you're going to do well with that. You trade 20, 30, 40 contracts in the S&P, you'll be just fine. But, you know, if you're trading pre-market in a session that is not inherently involving a lot of players, like this morning's session, you're a heck of a lot better off trading prop firms, because you do not have to, none of your orders actually hit the tape. So, for instance, if I was trading 20 Apex accounts right now, max leverage is, I don't know, 17 contracts per, so 340 contracts. I could close 340 contracts right now at whatever the fill would be, assuming it would be between the bid and the offer. I don't know how they calculate the sim fill or whatever, but get filled instantly. The market would not move. You wouldn't see any orders hitting the tape, so that's sort of the leg up that prop firm traders have versus, you know, real traders. Like, if you put a gun to my head and you said, hey, in the next 20 minutes, you have to make $150,000 in your AMP account, I don't think I could find a way to do it in the next 20 minutes. Yeah, there's probably no way I could do that. Unless if there was breaking news that somehow moved the market 75 points and I was able to put 100 contracts on, fill them all at exactly 75 points of range, then for sure, you know. I believe you. Yeah, no. There's just some things that are impossible to do, right? If you said the same thing, like, hey, go make in the next 20 minutes $150,000 trading equities, there might be a small cap stock that could allow me to make $150,000. In the futures market, trading equity futures, it's almost, I mean, I don't know of a way outside of having a breaking news headline that would move the market substantially. Bank holiday in the UK, is it? I had no idea. That's why I love streaming. We learn from each other. Tough London session, just woke up, bummed I missed the 8 a.m. flush. Did you hit that? Not really, no. I mean, I missed the beginning of it. We caught, you know, tiny little scalp. But yeah, I mean, when I was eating brunch or lunch with my wife, I almost took a trade short around 550, but that was prior to it having an initial bounce. So if you're looking at the order flow here, it was right around in this area. So I wouldn't have held that, but the market did look like it had a lot of pressure on it. This was probably the best trade, was not making or taking out those highs there. It was a great easy flush. Well, not easy, but great trade there. But I was asleep. This is obviously the best trade of recent hours, but I didn't catch that. Morning, Dusk. How are you? Yeah, right now we're just kind of in a range here, kind of chopping between 80 and 65. Yeah, when we had the tariff stuff going on back in April. Also, I believe there's a decent day I had in June, 60 some odd thousand in June, in a single day. I think it was like 4 or 5 trades. Maybe it's, I don't know, 2 or 3 trades. I don't remember, but I think I switched over to the S&Ps on multiple days. simply because the amount of liquidity that's available in the S&Ps versus if you're trying to trade, more than 15 contracts, 20 contracts, probably better if you're getting some nice movements to trade on the S&Ps. You think September will give us clearer moves and less chop? Absolutely. We're going to have more involvement from players in the market. We're going to have a rate cut sometime between now and the end of the year, possibly 32% chance of 3 rate cuts by the end of this year. We're going to have a contract roll in September. There's going to be loads of volatility to trade. And also we have Trump in office. He's the king of volatility. So I do believe we will have some very nice opportunities. All it takes is 1 or 2, 3 days to make your entire year. Don't need much. I understand it's different on props because you need consistency in multiple days, but you're trading a personal account. Get those likes up on YouTube. Let's see if we can get to, I don't know, let's say 300 likes today. Stick around. Thanks, Noah, for the 5 gifted. Appreciate that very much. But yeah, I think, again, Friday is probably going to be the best day of trade for the entire week outside of most people are not going to be able to trade NVIDIA earnings, unfortunately, because most props will cut you off by the time they report. I think most props make you stop trading around 115 or so, or 415 rather, I think. I damned you on IG, that payment landed. Good, man. How much did you take, Noah? So Noah and I have been talking back and forth the DMs. I think he took an extraordinary payout on TPT, and we have to recognize him for this. Tradeify is really 5 p.m.? I had no idea. 50K. So Noah made $50,000 trading TPT. He got a payout from TPT for $50,000. Requested $56,000. They took their cut of 10%. So give it up for Noah. TPT, $50,000 hitting his bank account. You love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Incredible. TPT is 5 p.m. Got it. Thank you. That is so dope. How many days did it take you to get that? How many days of trading was it to get that withdrawal? That is so awesome, man. As in the Pro account, Pro Plus, or whatever they call it. 4 days. So he traded for 4 days, requested a $56,000 payout, and got $50,000 paid to him. I will say that TPT is one of the only ones that offers that potential that I know of. Like Tradeify, I'm trading multiple days. TPT, once you cross the threshold, you could really make bank. But yeah, Noah sent me the screenshot and everything. He was requesting it. I know he was a little bit nervous about it because requesting on a Friday, you wait the whole weekend. And you're just sitting there like, oh man, I want my payout. I can't believe it's Friday. So that's awesome. Yeah, Noah has been, talking back and forth in the DMs. I've done next to nothing as far as I have zero responsibility to do with anything to do with his payout. Let's make that very clear. I did nothing to help Noah get that payout. That's all him. That's all his own trading. Did nothing on my end. But it's cool to see when you're talking with people, and I have regulars that I chat with in the DMs, and he's one of those regular people. And it's just awesome to see that because, I see the effort that these people are putting in. And there's a lot of people where I can see the trajectory that they're on. There's some people that are trying to rush things. There's some people that are trying to take things slow. There's some people that don't have the belief in themselves. There's some people that have overconfidence. And then there's a select few that I still see that are just like, that person's going to do really, really well. They have the right mindset. They're kind of aligned with that. They've been trading for enough years. Noah, how many years? What year is this for you that you've been trading? Just curious. Josh Way, they requested the payout on Friday. I believe it hit this morning. Spencer says, Rips, fun watching you and J Mink slamming on so-and-so all weekend. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to do when you have a fraud, is what it is. It always makes me wonder, somebody that is that delusional. Now we're talking about somebody else completely. Second year in futures by September. Good for you, man. Yeah, Fenster, it makes me wonder, somebody that is that delusional, this person that was yapping on X, it always makes me wonder if they are so delusional that they believe their own lies. Because they know deep down like how terrible they are at trading. Again, I'm not talking about, no, we have changed subjects. Probably not good to run those two subjects back to back. My first stock I ever bought was AMC on the GameStop squeeze. Very nice. Did you sell it for any profit? Rips, guys that do a couple of good trades to make the year, how much or how frequently do you think they're on the screens, or do they filter out low volatility days? So I have my friend who, he's kind of known for that. I wouldn't say it's 1 or 2 trades a year, but I'm talking about, you know, he probably takes, I'm sure like the most trades he's probably taken in a single quarter would probably be like 20 to 30, which is like the extreme end of it. On the lower end of that spectrum, maybe like 1 to 2 trades in a quarter, but probably he settles in somewhere 7 to 10 trades in a quarter, but very high volume in his trades, in the sense that very large size that he's trading. And the amount of money you can make from doing that, if you're good at it, is extraordinary, but it also limits your opportunities to fix if you're wrong. So you have to be really good at what you're doing and what you're looking for. They look for very specific setups. So they're trading something that they know, they've back tested, that works extremely well. And it's sort of, you know, they're the type of trader where this is not a good example, but I'm just saying, like, let's just say that this is, let me try to do a better example here. Let's go here and let's go a 4 hour. So like, let's just say that they're looking at like something like this, where this is the prior high. They're waiting for a break of that high and then a retest after it fails. And then like right here, maybe that's their short. And then they're holding that over multiple days until it comes down somewhere like maybe into this zone. So let's just see what that would be, like 850. And just say they're trading 750 contracts. Let's just see. 850 down to, let's say they close the majority at an average of 300. So that's 550 points times 750 contracts times 20. That's $8.2 million, right? So that's the type of trade that I'm talking about there, where it's like, you take that type of trade, it's going to pay for the times that you're wrong when you're sizing up insane and you're like, okay, I lost 1.2 million on that trade. I lost 750K on that trade, you know. But those are like, you're talking about real traders that are not on Twitter arguing with a bunch of knuckleheads. Those are the people that are doing that kind of trade, that kind of size, you know. They exist. There's independent traders that don't work for any firms that are very talented. But when I'm talking about my friend who trades, like, that's kind of the setup that, if I'm just spitballing make-believe setups here, like that's kind of what they'd be looking for, you know? Something like that, where it's like a multi-day swing, they're looking for that, and they're just like, all right, well, this is the target, this is what I'm doing, and then they close it, they're like, ah, cool. I'm nowhere close to that level. I'm not up $8.2 million this whole year in my personal brokerage futures account, right? No, it's a different friend. It's not the friend with the private jet. I don't think this one has a private jet at all. They're just, but they are like, you know, they're not a flashy person at all. They're very just chill and kind of just live on their own terms, in the sense that just kind of like, whatever, you know what I mean? That kind of personality. So, but anyway, that's that's the type of trade where it's like, they put on a trade. If it works, it works. Maybe like on something like that, let's just say like their entry is 850. Maybe their stop is all the way up here at, 975. What would they be risking on that? Let's just say 125 points times 750 times 220, 1.8 million. Yeah. So maybe their stop is 1.8 million, but their upside is potentially over $8.5 million. So there's levels to this game. So if somebody's on Twitter saying that they're the super ultra mega pro trader and they're talking about how they trade huge size as 4 contracts, the technical term for somebody like that is a pissant. 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 But you'll never hear me say, right? I trade my little brokerage account. You'll never hear me ever say like, wow, I'm a big trader. Even when I put on 100 contracts, it's like, hey, it's 100 contracts, bro. Who gives a shit? It's not a big deal. Forgot to, there we go. Activate the, forgot we're not on 18 plus. Sorry. But anyway, yeah, you'll never hear me ever telling anybody that I'm a large trader and I trade size and I'm huge and man, I'm a big futures trader. I would never say anything like that. Never, ever. I just trade on stream and I'm proud to trade a real account. You know what I mean? Where did the term pissant come from? Well, you take a trader who thinks that they're a big trader and they make $200,000 a year at best, and they trade 4 contracts and they think they're big. I think that's where the term came from. Pretty sure. Pissant. I'm highly considering depositing money back into my AMP account. I understand like the rush to want to trade your own money, and you can have the brokerage set up, safeguards for you, daily loss limits, position size limits, etc. But again, I would highly recommend that you stay away from using a personal account until you have demonstrated 9 to 12 months of consistent profitability on props. The markets are not going anywhere. Trading is not going anywhere. You are not going anywhere. You have all the time in the world. There should be no rush. The last thing I want to see is somebody put in $10,000, which may be a lot of money to that person, and then 3 days later, that money's gone, and they're sitting there and saying, what happened? What happened? It's market makers and market fakers, correct. Yeah, you'll never hear me say, even when I put on 100 contracts, you'll never hear me say anything about how I think that I am trading huge. I am very much a pissant in the futures world. Very much. But there's levels of pissants. There's pissants that trade 100 contracts, and then there's pissants that trade 4 contracts. I am the 100 contract pissant. Yeah, it says, Rips, your 3-inch putt approach is helping me trade my TPT Pro account. I'm adjusting to the base hit approach and being patient for home run opportunities. Very nice, as you should be. Back-to-back days, we traded 100 minis here live on stream. I was up 220,000 at the maximum on one of the positions, and I ended up closing it that day for about $15,000. So, trading like a true piece of, let's see if this works, piece of shit. There we go, it worked. Then the next day we made 100K, which was fine. But then I pulled money out of the account because I said, I don't know why I'm doing 100 contracts live on stream. This is pretty retarded. So we pulled money. That's when we withdrew 710,000. And we've since run the account back from 200,000 back to 428,000. So nice 228,000 since then in profit. I don't know, Rips. Prop rules are scammy. I disagree. They force you to almost micro trade. Do you agree? No, I do not. I mean, take for an instant the ATR of a 5-minute candle is 2.4x in the range that it was 2022. Thoughts, bro? Hi, by the way, brother. Hope you're well, my friend. I disagree with you full blown. There's plenty of props out there that make it easier to get a payout. There's so many props available now that you can find a prop that fits into your trading style. So no, I do not agree with you at all. Had to go see my cardiologist just watching that trade. Which one? Oh yeah, the Turner K. I mean, I was the moron that didn't close it. So if it's good enough to post, it's good enough to close, as they say. I just did not expect us to retrace that entire move. It was just one of the worst. One of the worst. From $250,000 to $15K, ouch, a win is a win, but that would feel like a big loss to me. It did feel like a big loss. It was a terrible trade. Not a good trade at all. Any props that you recommend for day trading, not micro scalping? Thanks, bro. TPT, My Funded Futures, Tradeify, Apex, Top Step. The list goes on. Rips, have you seen those props that offer $1 million to trade now for like $500? No, those are definitely scams and you should stay away. The only prop firms that I can recommend are the ones that I feature on my show. I get offers every single day from every single week. I'm getting offers from tons and tons of props that I turn down, especially the newer ones because they have no track record. Any of the props that I feature on this show, I wholeheartedly believe in, including Top Step, which I don't really feature on this show, but I think that Top Step is probably one of the top 3, if not top 5 firms. But stay away from anything. Listen, at the end of the day, those types of things, they're trying to prey on desperate people. Stay away. Just stay away. Don't be desperate. Don't get taken advantage of. Prediction for trading or gambling today? I think we do one for gambling. It's a little bit too late for the trading one. FTMO, I've never heard of, never used them. No clue. Only the ones that are featured on this show. Only rule so far that doesn't make sense to me in prop space is the risk different for the combine, the XFA. If I had a certain amount of leverage to pass, why would that change when I can make money? Don't know. You're gonna have to ask. I would ask Top Step on their stream. Oh, FTMO is FX. Yeah, I'm not an FX trader. I don't trade FX and I don't trade CFDs. I trade the beautifully regulated CME markets. There's no way you've never heard of it. I have not. I have no idea what FTMO is. Should I have heard of it? I'm sorry if I'm wildly uninformed, I guess I should say. Mo Money gang funding lets you trade 50 contracts and copy 50 accounts. And they're only $12 a month. Yeah, no activation fee, and they refund you $10 million when you make your first trade. That's amazing. Aren't CFDs illegal in the US? I believe so, yes. They're very just like, we can trade the CME. It's regulated. The spreads are all the same across the board, no matter which broker you're using. That's the one I'm going to pick. Props are great if you're new with entering markets. I think that they're fantastic. I lost a lot of money early on in my trading career because I never used props until 2 years ago, but I use them to demonstrate what's available to people that are trading, new to trading. So, yeah. Props are great. Highly recommend them. There are 3 or 4 legit Forex firms that is about it. Yeah, I think Funding Pips, I know, is paid out a ton and has very good ratings, and they're the sister company to Funding Ticks, who I vetted and think is a fantastic offering. Only benefit that CFD firms has is better swing trading accounts. Potentially, sure. But then you have to worry about them paying you because it's the broker that's paying you because you're being booked through the broker. It's a great gig, you know, CFDs. It's a great gig because everybody sucks at trading, so you don't book any trades and you're just like, oh, they're all going to lose, so we'll just keep their money. Oh, you want to withdraw? Oh, shoot. We weren't planning for that. Let's see what you did here. Oh, well, you made $50. Here you go. Have that. Is there any resources you would recommend when getting started as a trader? Mind over markets, markets in profile, trading in the zone. Best loser wins. Hold on, Powell, something? Oh, Palisade Bio. I heard Powell has said something, but no. Daily loss limits, trailing drawdowns, 20% consistency rules. There's always a leash. Correct, because you're paying a very small sum to get paid out a lot of money. There is nobody that's going to stop you from taking your own money and losing it in the real markets. You're extremely welcome to do that, which is what the majority of people who think props are a scam end up doing. People who think props are scammy, they can go trade their own money and they can see how fast they can evaporate their own money in the markets. Trading is extremely and entirely difficult. I think that most people should not expect to be proficient in day trading unless they have 5 years of experience under their belt. Trading most of the week, 4 to 8 hours a day minimum. But 5 years is a very long time. Pick up a new Dalton book. No, I did not. I have not read Dalton's teachings in at least a year now. Last time I cracked open Mind Over Markets was like 2 years ago. It's a very difficult read. You have to really spend time on it. Excommunicate every time. Yeah, I don't understand the beef with props. I mean, it's just kind of, to me, it's always ridiculous. Like the fact that there are people out there that they have spent, let's just use whole numbers here. There are people out there that have spent $10,000 on Apex accounts and they have taken payouts of $500,000 or more. That is a fantastic ROI. The ROI on my account this year, putting in $100,000, making over $1 million is a fantastic ROI. But that is 11 years of experience of trading that got me to that point. Do I think that, I don't know of anybody else that's doing that this year in a futures account. In a futures account, there's tons of people that are doing that in equities or options, but in a futures account, I don't know of any public streamers that are doing that type of percentage gain. And that's why I also don't think it's very likely that people can replicate that, right? But what I'm trying to say is that the amount of money that you can put into props is always going to be cheaper than what you would put into your own brokerage account, and the return that you can get on that money. Hold on, we're going into death metal over here. Give me a second. There we go. The amount of money that you can put in and the amount of money you can withdraw is extraordinary. I think that the expectation that you should be able to buy a prop firm account for $19 and make it easy for you to get $10,000 is absurd. I think that is absurd. The ideology and the expectation that you should be able to pay a prop firm $19 and it should be easy for you to pull out 10K is absurd. Absolutely and totally absurd. It should be difficult. But, and I'm also saying this in the same breath, while it's difficult, it's doable, and it should teach you to have more responsibility as a trader. Yeah, if you expect to put in $19 and you're like, I have a really good chance of getting $1 million from that, trading is very difficult. Look, I'm trading Tradeify right now. I still have another $1,600 to cross over the profit line there. Let's go over to the screen here. This is the lay of the land over in Tradeify right now. Let me pull this out a little bit more here. That's what she said. So $686 what I made per account today. My total balance is $7,461 in the profit, give or take some cents here. I have to get to $9,000 to make a profit in this account. The idea for most people out there that they could take my account right now, and take it with one more trading day. All you need is one trading day of $1,600. I could give my account to most people out there with 1 day left, and I promise you, the majority of people would not be able to do it. Do you understand that? The majority of people that I could hand this account to with 1 day left to trade, essentially, to a payout, $1,600 to get that payout, most people would not be able to make that happen. Why? Because trading is f***ing hard. That's why. And it should be. If you think that your expectation is that trading should be easy, then you should expect to make $12 a year from trading. The reason why you can make millions and millions of dollars every single quarter from trading is because it is so difficult. That's the God's honest truth. That's how I truly feel about things. It should be hard. If trading ever gets easy, there goes my job. There goes my money, my good salary, right? If trading ever gets easy, there goes my salary. If trading ever gets easy, I'm probably going to take a huge, huge pay cut trading the real markets. Because if there's some tool that comes, I mean, it's never going to happen, but I'm just saying. I'm very happy and smitten that trading is so difficult because I make a ton of money trading the real markets. It should be difficult. It wouldn't pay it that well if it wasn't. If it was easy. All right, folks, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And we're back. Looks like the market perked out over those 490s, coming back down below these 480s now. Oh, really coming down. All that liquidity at 64.60 now. Good old Mondays. Monday range, huh? Good stuff. Jermaine says, morning Ribs, got the 9,000 profit done at actually 13,000 in profit 7 days in. Still need to get my 20% consistently slow and steady. There you go. I heard only 7% of traders pass combines. Is that true? I have no idea. I don't know the statistics on any of that. Sounds like it could be true, sure. Again, trading is very hard. And also, there's a lot of people out there that just kind of really... Like, I know that there's people out there specifically will get a nice piece of fruit, take a big bite of it, and blow through hundreds and hundreds of combines like it's their job. Like a big, like let's just say like a big slice of watermelon. They'll take a big bite of that and just go through hundreds and hundreds of combines, just blowing through them as fast as they possibly can. I'm disappointed, Spastric, that you're the only one who got that. I thought that was going to get a lot more flavor there. Yeah, it was before your time, Tim. You missed what we could call a legend. Absolute ledge. Possibly. Good morning, Nigel. How are you, sir? Whatever I said was those good times, man. Some days I miss them, but then I'm like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that back ever again. Michael Patak did an interview where we said after a year of experience with Top Step, the figure gets to be a 50% pass rate. That seems awfully high. 50% pass rate seems extremely high. That seems way out of what I would expect. You can't find it. The person they would write paragraphs and paragraphs and then erase it 30 seconds later before you even had a chance to read the paragraphs. It was hilarious. It was amazing, dude. Absolutely incredible. One of the most incredible spectacles I've ever seen in trading. It was so good. Cyrus, do you think he made you feel good because you're like, thank God I'm not that. I could always end up being that. I don't know if it was fake. Who knows, dude? It was just the funniest thing in the world. It was so good. Trump. Oh yeah, the U.S. invested in Intel, didn't they? What did they use for that? Reserves? What reserves? Saga on X. Oh, hold on. Is this Untruth? Yeah, it's got to be Untruth. Oh yeah. I paid 0 for Intel. Blah 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 blah. All goes to the USA. Stupid people. Blah blah blah. All right. Not gonna move the market stuff. I will die on the hill that says that Intel will never be a trader's stock, ever. I will die on that hill. I tried to make it a trader stock. I gave it like a month of my time, aggressively trading options in it. Nope. No, thank you. Forget what the price was, but it was double digits, like 20s or 30s. This is years ago. It was like in the 50s, actually. I don't remember. It was years and years ago. Saw a guy on X a while back. He made 70K last year, spent 30K on prop fees. Not my idea. Proper prop utilization minus $50 account to 100. There you go. IBM. Oh, God. Ugh. IBM. Coca-Cola is another one. KO. Ugh. Horrible stocks. Everybody thinks they're Warren Buffett when they buy KO. It's like, dude, not a good one. Don't buy that one. It's terrible. Don't put that in your portfolio. But Intel is terrible. Intel. IBM is far worse, but yeah, Intel is just not a trader stock. Might be, maybe, but eventually, who knows? You want to trade something in the chips? Go trade AMD. Go trade Nvidia. I wonder what the weight of Intel is in like Soxel and Soxass. They can't buy Bitcoin, but they could buy a company stock. Trump isn't as sharp as I thought he'd be. Well, I mean, ready for this one? Tinfoil hat on. Go look at where Intel is based. I need the X-Files sound. Go look at where Intel's headquarters are. Anyway, what am I saying? They can't buy Bitcoin, they can buy, yeah. How do you usually approach evals, like the risk and drawdown? I mean, I don't trade evals, I trade straight to funded. I don't really mess with that. I don't really mess with evals. I'm straight to funded. That's me. Straight to funded, baby. All right, markets start pushing up off these lows. Nothing really doing. We're probably retracing this whole move by the open. We have about 12 minutes till the open. The market is straight bounce that took us this morning. It is. Market is boring this morning. Yeah, I mean, it's not great. Yeah, if we can get the likes up, I will continue streaming on YouTube, believe it or not. I will do that. We are at 139. Can we get to 200 perhaps? We'll see. My buddy recommended you to me. Why would they do such a thing? I'm not gonna find anything of value on this stream. It's an entire waste of your time, I promise you. Your buddy's lying to you. They're trolling you. Just hit the like button. Don't do that. Don't hit the like button on Kick. It'll unfollow. We're almost at 2,500 followers, by the way, on Kick. Just need 39 more, I think. Maybe we're already across the line and haven't refreshed. I don't know. Too much math. According to Dow Theory, price is in a discovery phase right now. That is correct. We are probing probably for the higher range of 90 to 500, 490 to 500. What's up, Kitty At? How do I say your name? Kidlat, my bad. Kidlat 420. Let's just throw the dice. Dude, I'm ready. I did trade Tradeify already. I would like to trade funding ticks. Have you had the lemon lime Celsius? Yes. It does taste like Sprite. Almost identical. Trump again with a tweet. Not important. How many trades do you give yourself when trading your prop accounts? I know with scalping and scaling, it might be difficult to say a trade, but roughly how many entries? Are you talking about like actual separate trades, or are you talking about per trade, how many entries am I taking? If you clarify that, I can answer your question. I'm not trolling. I don't know which one you're talking about. Talking about separate trades, or are you talking about entries within one single trade? Rips, any prediction for today's market? We're going to do a prediction for gambling. I'm probably, you know what, this is what I'm going to commit to. On September, I'm going to have a spreadsheet that tracks my gambling, by the way. Because I got to stop relying on the whole, hey, we made 80K and then we ran it up to 130. I got to keep track. I don't want it to get out of hand, you know? I shouldn't have gambled. We gambled yesterday. It was not a good session. It was horrible. Didn't we start with like 10 racks too? So tilted. What's the next rank above Jade? Jade 2. It's gonna be a while, buddy. Is today a good day to full port my XFAs? I'm gonna say absolutely no on that one. Let's see, after Jade is Diamond. I'm far away, my brother. Very far away from that. I'm 76.8% ways to Jade 2. So, quite a ways away. That's how I track my prop journey, Google Sheets. Yeah, I just figured I was going to be the luckiest gambler alive. You're diamond with Holiday Inn? Look out, Ronzies. Where do you think you're at on the gambling so far? Still in the 120K profit? No, because we dusted 20K on Thunderpick like pretty quickly. If I'm being real with you, I would say we're probably net positive around 80,000. Ish. I don't want to know, man. If I start thinking about that's the other reason I don't want to be tracking. I just want to let the dice throw, you know? It's so stupid. It's so dumb. It's just weird that I actually get frustrated and it's like, dude, these are machines that are designed to make you lose. You have no edge. Have fun with it, dude. Or don't do it. You know? I get way too emotionally involved sometimes. It's just nice to have an outlet like that where it's like, I can turn off my brain and just have fun. Clickety clack. Put your 80K profit on black. Brother, no. Stop. Bad influences. I put like 3K on Limbo yesterday. Just one little throw. In terms of blowing the account, reaching down drawdown limit, like for example, some traders split the risk in this, let's say 10 trades. Obviously with you scalping nothing, scaling might be difficult. Yeah, I'm just really just focused on taking trades, and if I'm out of the pocket that day, I stop. I try not to get too deep in the drawdown, but you've seen me many times. Like there was funding ticks accounts where I was one day away from payout and I dusted them. So. Zero edge, but it's fun. It is fun. It is fun. I have a good time, man. Except for like yesterday, I shouldn't have even gambled. I was just in a crabby mood. You know. Hey, Ribs, morning. You trade London or Asia session or just New York? Mainly just New York. Pre-market and the opening. Which individual stocks from the NQ you watch on your separate screen to confirm big drops and such? That's very easy. Ready? Apple, Tesla, Meta, Microsoft, Amazon. I guess I could look. Nvidia, Google. I don't track AVGO. Again, it's not a trader stock. It's an earnings stock. If you want to trade AVGO, trade equities on earnings. Get blasted. I do not track AVGO in that cluster of stocks. Even though there's some days where AVGO is the only one moving, and it's like, why? Why are things moving? It's crazy when you hit for a banger, though. I have a question. Why is it that you could make 50K on trading and then hit for 5K on slots? You feel the same amount of dopamine. That's right, dude. Whereas you get paid to promote online gambling sites. I am definitely an affiliate of Yeet. So, yes. The answer is yes. I am a paid affiliate. 100%. Am I high or something? Trying out some new chart setups and there's no way the volume is this low. Looking at 600 versus 500 right now. What do you mean? The volume is this low. It's a bank holiday in the UK, my friend. Who do you think your average viewer is? Age, etc. The data says that it's mostly affluent males that are age 35 and older. We have affluent males. That's the majority. Look at that. We're pushing all the way back up to 500 here. Did we get 200 likes? Let's see. We're at 184. We got 3 minutes till the market opens, champs. Ooh, we're getting there. Oh my goodness, we might actually have YouTube live today. Oh my goodness gracious. Rios, when did you make your money? About 20 minutes ago. How long ago was it? No, about an hour. Well, geez, an hour and a half ago. An hour and 20 minutes ago. Yeah, hour and 20 ago. We start this stream live at 8 o'clock in the morning, so highly recommend you tune in. John says, I'm up 7K on my full port long rips. Do I close or hold for open? YOLO, baby, just send it all the way. I don't know, man. You're asking the wrong person. Moon or dust? Yeah, exactly. I'm flat right now. I probably want to switch over and trade my funding ticks. I'm going to take a leak really quick, see if I can make it back in time for the OB. Brah, brah! Back just in time, baby. 30 seconds. Good luck, everybody. $30 seconds till we get cracking. Let's go, baby. Music? Yes. Wasn't that funny, prop firms? For keeps? PF 4K. Prop firms for keeps. Oh my God, look at this. Launching through the ceiling here. Dude, this thing is going. Oh my God, this is juicing. How high are we gonna go here? My God. See if 510s want to hold at all. If they do, it can get juicy. Watching on this pullback here. It's starting to juice. There's actually a lot of people holding this up here. Wait, what happened? Why is this only on one account? Why is this not copying? What is going on here? Hold on. One account was not copying. Oh my God. This is bad. Oh my God, that is horrible. How did that happen? How does that happen? How does that happen? How does that happen? One account wasn't copying. Okay. Cool. How does that happen? How does that I didn't refresh Tradeify or anything. So weird. Or Tradeivate rather. How strange. Super annoying. No idea how that happened. Super annoying, bro. This is going to be range bound now. I'm totally out of the pocket now. Gotta get through these 70s. All right, taking that down. Super annoying. Totally out of the pocket here. I don't remember refreshing Tradeivate. I don't know how it turned off my copier. Very strange. Very suspect. No idea how that happens. Super annoying. I don't know what to do now if I continue to trade, but super frustrating. Nvidia coming down still. See if we can break below this 70 level. Would be lovely. Get this a little bit lower below these 60s and it can roll. Should be able to roll through these 60s. Okay. A little bit of recovery on the one that's red. Got another 1,000 to make. I guess we can move over to funding ticks. That is still copying, all of them. See if we can get below these 50s at all. Watch a redirect here at the previous week mid. Looking for this to trade underneath 50. $50 is the line in the sand, because if we break this, the S&Ps will tumble as well. 64, 65 is a big line in the sand here. Okay, nice tumble. Let's see if we get this refresh back at 50s. Watching. So a bit of refresh here, watching at the 50s now. Bit of a refresh right there at those 50s. $64.65 is still being bought up. Kind of annoying. Watching here now at 60s. Not giving us the fade that we want. I gotta cover that. Frustrating this morning. All started with one little thing. Okay, I'm watching this reject potentially at the previous 4-hour low. Microsoft is up and down. This is what is making this tricky. I don't think we're going to make it all the way back up to 500 here. Let's see. Starting to run into a little bit of overhead supply here. Watching the 80s. Would assume that this can hold here underneath 90. Okay, watching for the flush right below 80 now. Should be able to get this flush. 80s are holding. In a big way too. You would think we'd get this flush through 80. Very touch and go here. There we go, there's the flush. Wow, flush and build. Popped right back up. Not ideal. Very frustrating. Yeah, looks like they want to go for 500s here. I thought that flush through the 80s was going to be it. Let's see. Still building up liquidity underneath. I don't like this anymore. Yeah, lots of liquidity underneath. They're still starting to support at 85 now. I gotta cut that. Frustrating, man. God, and then they bring it right back to those 80s that we want. Right back up. Very frustrating. Yeah, those are toast. All right, back to Tradeify. Let's see. That flush through the 80s tricked me. Watching here at 500s now. Back to the 4-hour open. Maybe I shouldn't even touch this. Let me see. Maybe I want to trade this one. What is this one here? The one that actually copied, or that didn't copy, rather. Turn off the account group. Maybe I'm just going to trade this one independently here. Let's see if we can bring this one out of the hole. If not, then we don't. Since we are continually pushing up here at the 500s, I'm going to try for this to continue the trajectory higher as long as we're holding at 500s. Let's see if we can get this pop higher. Okay, it's eaten. Want to get it just a little bit more here, above 510. We should be able to get this. Running into that overhead supply at 510. Should be able to rip right through it though. Shame. Ah, choppy, choppy, choppy. Get through that 5. Oh my God. They're touch and go. They want to take that liquidity, but nobody wants to be the first person to take it. Super frickin' tilting, huh? Capping it off again. All right, let's see if we can get through it. It's so thin. This is unbelievably thin. Super frustrating, huh? All right, that one's done. So we got 4 accounts. All from a copying issue. Super unfortunate. Wow, look at this open. Now that I zoom out, look at this open. It is so incredibly thin. It does sound like drop them, doesn't it? Look at how thin this is, though. Look at, you have these drops and then this freaking insane pop. And no liquidity at all. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. All because one account didn't want to copy. So annoying. We are bulling up again, possibly taking out that 6480 level in the S&Ps. Be curious if it can actually go for it. Might be too thin. Continue even looking at this. Oh, you know what I have is TPT accounts too. These are just evals. I still don't understand how Tradeovate turned off my copier on Tradeify. I still can't make any sense of that. It's so frustrating. It doesn't make any sense. It's so freaking frustrating, man. Oh, God, it's so annoying. It's so freaking tilting, dude. Unreal. Has anybody ever had that happen? Like Tradeovate just turns off your copy group when you haven't refreshed the page? We traded with it this morning too. That's the part that's just like, what is going on, bro? God. Happened to me last week, dude. With that, like, it was fine this morning, and then I just like on the like, what is happening, bro? Why does that happen? It's so annoying. It's so freaking annoying, bro. I didn't do anything. I didn't refresh the page. I didn't log in with anything. All I did was change, like, I didn't change anything. I didn't touch anything. We're trading on it just fine. I didn't do anything. I literally didn't do anything. That's the part that's like crazy to me. Oh, God, it's so freaking just like, God, took me completely out of my element. Thank God it's only props, but still, like, man, that's so super frustrating for me. Can't stand it, bro. Makes me so freaking tilted. Ah! Thankfully, it's on props, but you get it. Imagine how tilted you would be. I love whenever I look over and it's like, what is going on with my P&L? Like, whoa, it's a freaking stupid problem. Freaking copy trade. Like, you know what I love about my personal account? I put on a trade and that trade happens. The only time that I've ever had this similar thing happen in my own personal account is when I thought I had like one contract selected and I have 10. Or like if I thought I had 5 and it's 50. Or if I have like 2 and it's 25. That's the only time I've ever had an issue with my personal account. Never have I ever had any kind of issue where I go, oh, what's happening? Why is it doing this? It's only this. Are we actually going to break lower here? Seeing a lot of buyers at the lower end of this range. Apple's going up. Dude, you want to see a freaking chart, by the way. Here's NQ's chart. Was that you? Excuse you. My goodness. Here's Microsoft. Look at this. You want to see why the market's so bad? Garbage, bro. What is that? Freaking garbage. Ugh, it's so gross. I hate it. I hate it so much. All right, everybody. I'll see you on Kick. Take care.